So I'm gonna pop back over to Zoom. We are now live on Willow, YouTube. Welcome. Anyone watching on YouTube, I'm so grateful for your presence. Wait, let me start. I'm debating everything. So let's start reading. That means back to focus. All right, so very exciting moment in the month of June. It's June 23rd. And oh, that's also 6/5/10. So June 6, 23rd is fine. Anyway, yeah, so with the 20th rolling around for us, we entered into Litha, Litha. That's a pagan holiday, and we entered and exited in from Beltane. And I use the air quotes, one, because I love them, but two, because the holidays aren't, oh, it's 1201, we're in Litha. No, we're still in Beltane, and we're also experiencing Litha. We get to have more than one holiday at a time. We're not restricted in the way we find pleasure. All right, so shouldn't be anyway. Okay, so for today, and this will be the last day for approximately, well, not a year, less than a year, but about a month and a half shy of that. When we roll back around to this time next year, I will begin reading with the Beltane deck. So these decks go almost a year without being read from. That's why I read from them every day when I'm in my holiday. I really enjoy it. So we'll kick it off with the Beltane. Both of these decks are Seasons of the Witch, Noreen Anderson and Julia Cass. And the Beltane Oracle was illustrated by Gianna Rose. Now the Litha Oracle, which we'll read from next, is Tijana Lubavan. It's an illustration. So Beltane, that's the holiday that we're exiting. This will be like a goodbye. I don't say goodbye until we meet again. I don't know. I mean, the holiday isn't gone. It doesn't stop existing because some person is not celebrating it. You can always draw from the power of Beltane. You can always put into the holiday of Beltane. Uh-oh, I don't do jumpers, but one day fly out. Boundaries, we're not doing that, but I have my boundaries. All right, we have boundaries. Oh my God. So boundaries is card 3. We have 33, and it's ribbons. And what do you do with ribbons? Well, one thing you can do with ribbons is cut them up, remove the boundaries. I'm absolutely reading it that way because we pulled boundaries first. I'm not a big fan of this. Ribbons, card 33. For it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my truth, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. They don't read that one. For it lives. What is it? For it lives. The part is called ribbons. So ribbons can be decorative. Purely there for the aesthetic. It's pretty, so I used it. Wrap it there, so use a ribbon. Hide it with a bow, a ribbon. And they can also be used as more of like in parades. You ever see like staffs with ribbons tied off of them? Children, gymnastics, floor exercises, they use ribbons. They can also be the idea of ribbons that you can create a boundary or a bond with a ribbon. You can tie or knot something together so that it doesn't come apart. You can secure an aircraft carrier, a large ship, to a dock with a ribbon over a security fastening. So ribbon does do a lot. If we look at it from an internal structure, ribbon could be like our cartilage, sinew, and even thoughts. Like sure you could look at the ribbon of the moth. And if you had a ribbon that never ended, it would also point out that everything is truly connected. So let's read that again. For it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my tree, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. I know I've read this card before, but I spent the entire time on that piece of prose, but I don't know. And that's okay, guys. Sometimes I get intuitive, I don't want to say whiskey. It sounds so bland. Intuitive, inclinations, and sometimes I don't. That's okay. I'm not always gonna get the, like, ding. I know it's, otherwise I would have won that lottery fucking months ago, but, so. Although I did just go in and buy tickets and I had a really nice chat with the checkout clerk the whole time. She's 10,000 in debt, her and her husband took her to the meetings. He would not even know he was. I don't know if it's just the terror blood in me, but people tell me their entire life history when I meet them. And I'm like, oh girl, yeah. I mean, I'll listen. I spent 20 minutes filling out a lottery ticket. I'm clearly taking the tea, but I had a great time. All right. But if I win, I'm also going to give her 10 to make it. That's what we do. All right, ribbons. So the key word that is offered in the book, but is not on the card, is awareness. So if we read this poem one last time, and instead of it, well, I'm still gonna say it, think awareness as the it, for it lives. It is awareness. For it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my tree, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. Now, awareness is what we're talking about, not a response. Yeah, especially the witness swallowed in stillness. You can be a witness to your own awareness, but no one else will notice, and you are swallowed in stillness. A coma patient will be swallowed in the stillness of their awareness. Dear sacred soul, ribbons remind you that you already know the answer to what you have inquired about. You are connected to your situation in a way that makes it clear what your next steps should be. So follow the signs, or in this case, the ribbons, and allow the truth of your query to come to your consciousness. Trust in your abilities to see what you need at this moment. It may be scary or require more of you than you hope, but you can move forward with the knowledge that this path is for your greatest good and will lead you to success. Additionally, pulling this card means the signs have been around you for some time, waiting for you to invite them into your awareness. Be especially mindful of any colors, animals, numbers, or feelings that crop up repeatedly, as they are messages from the divine, guiding you to the truth of your situation. And I like that this is the last card we're pulling for about a year. And it says, pulling this card means the signs have been around you for some time, waiting for you to invite them into your awareness. It's like all the decks that we read from, they're all carrying signs, they're all carrying value of awareness. And there's no fault. Like when I started this, I was like, the first thing I said before we knew that keyword was, I don't know what, I don't have an intuitive inclination, but when we said that. And that's that awareness. I'm aware I don't know. But what I'm aware I don't know. Go ask someone else. I don't know. I'm aware. All right, so Seasons of the Witch. Now this is, I'm so excited. Because these are always in my lineup. So now we have the Letha Oracle. Gorgeous. And this one, they're all gilded in a different color. You can see. This is like a purple pink. Kind of matches the back. I just love the deck. And then the color, and they definitely all have different colors, like primary. This one has definitely like that gold. Letha is a fire holiday. Think if you saw flame burning, the reds, the golds, yellow, gold, something like the fire colors, we are seeing those on the box. And it does have metallic quality on the box as well. All right, let's go to the card. Now it's a different illustrator, and I don't know. I think I might like Tijana Wickovic, so I look a little bit better, but they are incredibly close in style. But you can definitely tell that they're different. Or I can definitely tell that they're different. And Tijana Wickovic is who I was first introduced to as an illustrator for this stuff. And I did not look to see who the illustrator was, and I knew it was a different one. It was the other rose, and I got that first. I liked it. So this is the leap of death. This is the pagan holiday that we are now in, and that we'll be reading with for about 6 weeks. Okay. That was weird. I could feel myself kind of going out when I was shuffling. I was like, bring your attention and bring your awareness to it. And I was tied back in. And I said, awareness. And immediately I heard occupation. And I thought, my job? And it was like, no, I'm sorry, presence, presence. I thought presence, like be present, presence. And then I thought occupation. And I thought, I look at it. Like a house guest is someone who is present in your home by invitation. But someone can be occupying your home by force and still be present. Much different. It swings in my mind what the. All right, let's see. There's that being back. Oh, we're scattered. We're drawing the stuff for some reason. Oh, clouds flying. Well, that would make sense why it's scattered. You look at the clouds, you can look anywhere. You don't have to focus on any one thing. And you can see whatever you want in the clouds. Your friend's like, that's a dog. And you're like, that's a fox. Argue all you want. You're both right. That's an elephant. No, that's a turtle. You're both right. You're really going to argue what the other person perceives as fruit. Okay, so cloud scrying. Card six. Card six in the major arcana is the Lovers, which is a nice kind of energy. It says, be still, for it's in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. Okay, so yeah, you could be guided. You know, you go to the pound, and I remember when we got our dog Oak, she was assisting, she's just 7 months old, she just needed a house. Well, they're pulling her along on that leash, pulling her out to the meeting area. And that was her being guided by a leash, so forcefully. And she was a little resistant. She's a great dog. We took her home, she's been with us for years, so a big story. But guidance can be forced as well. So when we read these cards, it's how it pertains to us. Remember that. We're thinking this is how it pertains to us. So it's likely our first thought is, how does this pertain to me? Let me understand the within so that I can understand what is outside. So be still. For it's in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. You can then begin to understand what's happening. She didn't have that, her intellect as a dog or a fate to understand truly everything in the moment. Or I actually think she was probably understanding more than all of it. But she was being forced into that situation of guidance. So I don't know, I guess it's just, if you're gonna say I am my own guide, which we are, we have guides, we have ancestors, but we're our own guide. Trust that statement. You are your own guide. Trust that statement. Doesn't matter what someone else does. They're not better. And I don't listen to all my guides all the time. Some of them like, all right. Isn't it lovely while out on a picnic on a summer afternoon to lie down on the grass and watch the clouds go by? Look closely, and you will see images dancing about the bright sky. For some non-magical folk, this may seem like a fun game of optical illusions, but the clouds hold valuable insight and guidance for those in tune with spiritual realms and willing to wait patiently for their wisdom to unfold. Receiving this card is confirmation that your prayers have been heard and tells you to be patient as the answer presents itself. There is nothing more for you to do at this time except keep your eyes open for subtle clues and signs pointing you in the right direction. What appears hazy and formless at first can shift little by little until suddenly it becomes clear, offering the answer to a question or solution to a common problem. If you're seeking answers from or about another person, know that they are contemplating and will respond soon. The shadow side of this card is attempting to force an answer. Asking the same question again and again won't change anything, but it can become irritating and frustrating to those on the receiving. It doesn't matter whether you are directing your intentions towards spirit or someone you know. The answer will be given when the person is ready to give. I actually, that's one of the big things that I don't follow that. I think you can ask the same question as many times as you fucking want. I don't care. Like, who the hell made that rule up and why? Woman, keep your mouth shut. You already answered, or you already asked that. Ask it as many times as you want until you're satisfied with the answer. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why would you start a project and totally ignore it because you don't know what to do? Oh, I don't know what to do right off the bat. I better just give up. No, ask. Ask, how do I do this? And if you have to ask, how do I do this a million times, and you were meant to ask that, not, oh shit, I can't ask people to help me. I better just give up. What the fuck is that? It's like, never mind. The teacher class and shit, I don't believe it. All right, cloud scrying practice. Cloud scrying is one of the first forms of divination that children are naturally drawn to. Many times we see what the clouds share with us in the form of fun shapes and images. But did you know you can communicate with the sky and receive responses to your questions? This practice is effortless. All it asks is for you to look up into the sky. Find a place where you can be with 1,000 feet. And before you ask anything, say, hello. Acknowledge the cloud's presence and take a few slow, deep breaths. It takes patience. So don't expect the clouds to reveal something new. Sit with your question for a moment. Then speak or think about it 3 times. Be patient and allow the magic to reveal itself to you. I like that. I like the hello part. I talk about that with my cards a lot. I try to greet my cards before I practice with them. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I forget, but normally I remember. And it's just literally me thinking the word hello, like, oh, hi, good morning, something like that. That's it, while they're in my hand. So that was cloud scrying. I just love these cards. It's like the person watching the clouds right there, that's their red bottom, black top, white sleeves. They are such a little part of the card. Because it's not about the human watching the clouds, it's about the clouds being watched. And humans, I've noticed often even in cards make the human the focal point. Who cares? I prefer cards without humans on them. Let's just cut the deck so you just get excited about it. Oh! Okay, maybe we'll get this one next time. Rot and Decay. She's holding a unicorn skull. Come on, that's epic. This is the only deck I have with a unicorn skull. I'm pretty sure. All right. Now, Seasons of the Witch is the worm. That cloud scrying, and instead of the end to ask your question, have your purpose 3 times. And I thought, ADD folks, lock in 3 times. You gotta say it 3 times. Can you remember it? Can you, I think about it like that. Can I remember something in 10 seconds? Maybe I did right. 3 times. And it's also actually like giving myself that time to look at clouds. And if you don't have access to the outside, but you have access to a screen, go to YouTube, look up videos of clouds. But if you can, get near a window or go outside and look at clouds. To actually, one, it's depth perception of that the screen is shit for your eyes. And you have that when you work out into the real 3D world. Your eyes have to continuously refocus, so it allows the muscles to go. You have 2D, you don't get that. That's my understanding. But so actually get out there if you can. Yeah, you could totally hang from your ceiling with clouds. You could just cut out pieces of paper that look like fluffy clouds. Or seeing on Amazon, they sell like giant cotton, and then they light it up from behind so it looks like a wristband. All right, so this is Healing the Inner Child Oracle, which might be a fun art project. Willow style, make files. And this is Nina Manjendra, illustrated by DDR. This is in permanent rotation right now. It's temporarily in permanent rotation because it's I'm looking forward to buying the blind spot oracle. It's Prime Day. I was kind of building myself. All right, let's see what we have. Limiting belief. And all of the cards have a child on them. And this one has a child in a cage. It Langston Hughes. I know Maya anyway, but I swear to God, Langston Hughes. I looked this up once. He wrote a Why Is the Cage books. And then they got me Maya Angelou. I swear, I read about this poem before I knew who Maya Angelou was. Like, and I don't remember why the cage books. Yeah, I mean, why would a cage bird sing? Why would a prisoner still ask? Sorry, I went immediately to dimensional lives because you can consistently pull power from other lives. So you can't truly be broken from any one life or completely gone in any one life. It doesn't take someone else to knock me out of my reality. Like when I was much younger in the teens, um, had some incredibly traumatic experiences. And I remember that I was able one time to go to this very dark place, like really. And I thought, I'm just gonna fucking stay here. And it was almost like a deep state. It was really good. No, I wasn't. And I came back and it's okay. But now as an adult, 30 odd years later, that same place, that dark place that scared the living shit out of it for people's minds to die, is I understand it for people's minds to and I call it the dark place. It's like the black place. It's just in there kind of black space in my mind, but it's where I go and no one else can go unless I invite them. But it's where I go to create. So when I go, it's completely black. There's nothing there. And whatever I create is left over. So if I create a chair, a wooden chair, simple structure, that wooden chair is lit from within. Not a spotlight coming down, it's a soft glow from within. And if that chair ceases to exist in that space, that light is also gone. It's interesting. So limiting belief. Part 32, which is 5. The hierarchy. That limiting belief, those look like butterflies, but those are definitely, in metaphysics, a sign of transformation. But that transformation has to go through a cocoon state. But not everyone either fully explores or even survives this. So let's go ahead and look at limiting belief. Limiting belief, as with every card in this book, is broken down into 3 portions: invitation, inner child, and gender. The invitation of card 32, limiting belief, is this card comes as a confirmation that you are not a prisoner of the childhood. You are only trapped by the beliefs you have built around your experience of childhood. As Carl Jung said, when an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens outside as fate. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens outside as fate. See, I told you so. I told you that was going to happen. It happened because you were aware of the possibility of happening and you were aware that it can always happen. We don't create possibility, we see it when it happens, right? I mean, possibility is always there. The potential is always there. Plausibility, that's a human concept. Possible something, but so until we bring our unconscious limiting beliefs into the light of our awareness, they will be impacting our lives in insidious ways. Baby elephants, I hate this again. Okay. Baby elephants tethered to a picket with a rope do not know that they can easily break free as adults. Their strength will be all that is required, but they believe it impossible. because in their youth, they could not break free from the tether. We are not so different from these domesticated elephants. We believe what we were told, and we abide by the mental constructs that emerge. We keep ourselves trapped by these narrow beliefs, limiting our freedom and fulfillment. It is time to break free from these tethers now. Inner child. How does your inner child feel about this part? Notice what is keeping them in a cage. What are the thoughts and fears that prevent your inner child from stepping out of the cage and following their yearning to be free? What were the limiting beliefs you accepted as your own? Do you believe yourself to be too emotional, lazy, disorganized, a failure, a fraud, unlovable? What does the internal critic tell you? Write all of the limiting beliefs down on a piece of paper and burn. Releasing these beliefs back to their source through the rapid transformation of thought. Acknowledge that your parents or caregivers also have their own internal critic, and they did the best that they could. But it is up to you now to step out of this state. Say out loud. These are no longer my beliefs. From now on, I choose what I believe. And the journey of this one. As you look at the little girl in this image, does it seem possible for her to step out of the cage, or is she truly trapped? Are the bars wide enough to let her out? Have you created a mental cage from which you could break free? Journey into this card and imagine the reasons you might be staying in a cage, looking out at the world and the possibilities that surround you. What is the hidden benefit of staying in a place that is familiar? We often are afraid of change and have grown comfortable with the limitations, beliefs, and habits we grew up with. If you want to break free and step out of this field, know that it will initially require courage and some discomfort. But you have all the resources needed within you. It is a choice you have the power to make, and this card is telling you the time is now. Limiting belief. I was not expecting that limiting belief. It's so true. It's like stepping away from people, places. This is including family. Sometimes that helps. It helps. Wings grow are able to stretch further. Sometimes it really does so. So these are the two now, because we have set Beltane aside. So these two are permanent in our temporary permanent rotation. Oh, God. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go to unusual animal messages. This is I hate saying this because I want the author to be long. The publisher is CICO. CICO. So as an American, I'm gonna say sicko, because to me, why do they make English like this? Because I'm probably right. I mean, I'm a native speaker that barely understands grammar. But sicko or kicko, whatever, sicko. CICO. Okay, long story about that. Anyway, that's the publishing house. It also has a somewhat unusual look, but you can kind of, I mean, this is not unique to this publishing house. The reason I'm telling you all of this, there's a shop called Ollie's. Again, paid full price if you want to pay full price, but it probably helps the author. But Ollie's is like this bargain basement. I think it's called Ollie's Bargain Basement or some shit. They buy out other stores and then they just drop all their stuff that they're looking at. So massive reduction in costs. Ollie's, OLLI. It's an invention. And this particular publishing house, Sticko, and they tend to follow this. Now they are going to be sealed, but you can kind of see where they open from the side, right? You can turn it around, you can see the publishing house. They're like $2, $3. Long ass story, so you guys don't pay more than you need to if you have an Ollie's near you. But if you are in Texas, you probably do. So unusual animal messages includes 52 cards and a 64-page illustrated book. It is the very same deck you will buy somewhere else, most likely. I think I'm right. If it looks like this, there's just a magnificent cost difference. All right, let's see what we got. Unusual animal messages, and it's got a done deal on Redfin. So I'm not gonna read that. Bye. Oh, that. Oh, fabulous. A mammal that lays eggs and has a fucking pouch. Has hair, breastfeed. What the fuck? I mean, how did that? Why did that happen? To give us hope? What? You try hard, you know. I mean, I guess I lay eggs in month, but I release them. I did. Unusual animal messages. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I want you to pull 2 cards, so instead I'm to make 2 more piles separated and then do that. I don't pull you piles. So. We have the platypus, not a fucking shop. So all right, platypus. Oh, and they're air breathers that live in the water. Of course, they don't live in the water. It's not numbered and it's not a. Oh, I just want to buy it. Pink fairy armadillo, I don't know what it is, but I want one. All right, platypus. Platypus on the card says, we are a curated gallery of our influences. I mean, I get why they're saying that about platypus, but I was talking about it's kind of classes in different animal characteristics. Like mammals don't lay eggs. Oh, no, wait, that's not true, because platypus is a mammal that lays fucking outliers. We are curated. We are a curated gallery of our. Who curated the gallery? Like an art dealer owns a gallery and then has to curate the work. They have to go out and source the work to put in the gallery. You're curating the gallery, the work. So if someone curates our influences, they bring them together. We are a curated gallery of our influences. Not what people say we are, but the actual influence. We are a curated gallery of our influence. Well, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. Well, no, because there's positive influence. Yeah, but most of my influences come from media. Presumed thought, paranoia, happiness too, but okay, let's go to the book. We are a curated gallery of. I guess it's really for me back to awareness. What am I allowing to influence me? Oh, what do you think? What's my algorithm? All right, let's go to platypus. Habitat, Australia, I have not been yet. Ew. Okay, I have to show you what it's like that. This is not our card. Look at that sucker. That's a fish. Ugh. Okay, that's very judgmental. Habitat Australia for the platypus. The platypus inspires us to remember that we are a curated gallery of our collective experiences, friends, and interests. We have the unique opportunity to choose what we want to be influenced by, to subvert it. This curious mammal is a great example of how a mashup of influences can come together to create something truly original. It draws its inspiration from all over the animal kingdom. It has a body like an otter, a tail like a beaver, and a bill and webbed feet like a duck. Additionally, it lays eggs, uses electronic impulses to locate prey like a shark, and glows a biofluorescent blue-green color when put under ultraviolet light. When the platypus was first brought over from Australia to Britain, scientists thought it was a fake animal. Using the platypus as a guide, we can also pick what influences us. We are all born blank slates. We come to be who we are because of our life experience. The more we let in, the richer our lives can be. While this is a liberating concept, it also means we are only as good as what we surround ourselves with. So choose wisely. Try this. Take note of your surroundings, your friends, and how you're choosing to spend your time, like right now with me. Are these in alignment with who you want to be and your goals? If not, it would be wise to reevaluate your choices. Make an effort to surround yourself with people with experiences that build you up and support the life you want to create. And there's something I want to say real quick. I was watching a YouTuber smash like another YouTuber. It was pretty ridiculous, but she was showing this clip of I do not remember who she was showing. Some of very, very wealthy YouTubers. That's all he does, which is great. And he's filming a reaction video. So you can just watch a video and decide it. Give your face and then whatever's going on, and you record this for your reaction video. And it's literally you're just reacting. It's like there's thousands across fields, you're reacting to thousands across fields. So he's doing this reaction video. And in the background is two maids in uniform cleaning his nasty ass mansion. And I'm thinking this is what I'm surrounding myself with. Reading this card, I remember years ago watching this video and thought in that moment that's what I was surrounding myself with. And I was aware of that because the YouTuber that was pointing out, look at this YouTuber, got maids in the house, housekeepers in the house cleaning. And where is his awareness at? What is he grateful for? And what does he care about the world seeing? How does he curate himself? And he didn't give a fuck for whatever reason. I mean, it probably doesn't matter too much. He paid them for a skill that they delivered. We're done. But the rest of the world sees this too. So as a viewer watching this video, I want to pretend I'm wealthy like him and live in a big house with a big bedroom and have a pool and that. Or as a viewer, I want to have housekeepers come into the house. Or as a viewer, I'm just watching someone with a lot of abundance. And this is how they choose to share that abundance. So when we're watching a video, what are we seeing? And as a reader, I do this constantly. It's like, if we pull the card, we don't go, oh, it's da-da-da, and put the card down and never look at it again. Well, sometimes I do. But I'm going to look at the card. Look at what you're watching in this world. When you come up to a four-way stop, do you look at the other three stop signs or you just, oh, fucking no! You know, hope you make it through. But if you stop, you've got a better chance of celebrating making it through. Not gone. Not losing your life. So if you're as aware as you would be hopefully at a four-way stop, so a video you're watching on YouTube, you can be that much more aware with what you're putting into your life and what is slowly seeping in, which might be a good thing. You know, pus seeps up in the body, that's a good thing. Everything you do requires awareness. That level of awareness is what you ask for. So if you're not engaged, you're not aware, that's on you. If you're taking meds, then that's totally separate, right? Do not look for a way to break yourself down. Look for a way to bring yourself back up. If for some reason, ADD, whatever, kid crying in the background, kind of suffering, there's no coffee, you're meds, you can't focus, that is totally separate. If you find yourself in a healthy way and you want to try to focus, try focus. That can be on anything you're doing. You don't need to get a special coloring book. You don't need to buy a special deck of cards to look at them. You don't need to find a special book that you can do it yourself. You are divine, you're walking God. So try doing it with anything. But we're just gonna sit there and. Okay, well, look at what you're actually looking at while you're making these strange sounds. Are you looking up at the corner in your bedroom? Is it dusty? Should you go clean it? Is the paint chipping? Is there a water leak? Imagine what you can notice that you see every day. How aware are you? And this is to notice a nice thing. You know what color flower is growing near your front door? I don't know if you do. But when you walk out of your front door, notice. And you might have to go 6 miles to a grocery store that's got them out in the front before you see a flower, but you will have spent that time noticing. 6 miles of noticing, that's a long time. That's the level of awareness and presence that you're giving yourself. And the goal is to find it. Not the higher meaning or God, it's to find a fucking power. Can you do that for 6 minutes? Or 6 miles? Distance and time? So the level that you give to yourself is the level that you receive. It's not about what you're giving to someone else in my mind. It's completely what am I giving to myself. Okay, that was fun. Take time then. Okay, we have time for one more. Yay! I have 3 more. We'll pick one. I don't know cool, but something like it. I'm really glad you guys can't see the rest of my room. You can kind of tell from the couch how messy it is. So. This is stuff I'm gonna go through. This is all stuff I haven't put on the couch yet to go through. Let's go to Kim Clancy's archetypes. Love this thing. Hopefully this will bring us home with some crazy good messages. So Kim Krans, Kim, Krans. It's a round deck, an archetype deck. So this will talk about characteristics that are found within all of our species. They're just displayed differently depending on culture you grew up in, the era. Not even the culture can be your family culture or your societal culture. You know, you can live in the United States in a cult, a little different. Ooh, not cults, man. I mean, no, I don't know. All right. There's no one way to shuffle good. I just get caught up in sometimes certain things where the cards shuffle. Ooh, the self. We're pulling from an archetype deck and we get the self. So like I said, archetypes are characteristics that live within every one of our species. And what are we saying, guys? They're all the same species. Right? We share characteristics. Okay, so the self. The church had it right. Pulling people together under the name of God, but what you're really doing is pulling together resources that you know usually control by having a simple standard belief system. That's what it's like. All right, so we've got this self. It's Roman numerals. And sometimes I forget how. Oh, that's me. Woo! Oh, it comes after the shadow. The shadow, the self, what's the one after the self? The one. The shadow, the self, the one. Okay, so we're not doing shadow, we're doing self. I love this set. It really is a really fun set. So we have the self, the soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts. as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding between, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this part appears, it's a call to step back and to witness consciousness. That is red record. Listen to that. It's a call to step back into witness consciousness. Not universal consciousness, the young point, but witness consciousness. Witness consciousness is to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In those situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet this self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients becomes the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the food. So this is all awareness and presence I'm talking about. Are you the chef or are you the steak? Yeah, I guess the ego would want me to do it. It's no surprise that two central mantras in the yoga tradition concern themselves with the self. Experiment with so I am that, and satnam, true identity. I don't know if I said that correctly. I am that and true identity. In yoga, and no, I'm not an instructor, so it's totally wrong. In yoga, it's a series of positions, right? You move, it's a flow. It's one movement to another for hours or minutes, however long you do it for. So I am that. I am that which exists. I am all that exists. I am that. So yoga is, again, not instructive. I am that. I am that. I am that in yoga. I am that while watching YouTube. I am that while consuming food. I am that while reading a book. I am that. I am always that. I am. I do not stop existing because the session. I am that. And then true identity. I don't know how to ever express true identity. It changes. We evolve constantly. The inner child, the inner teenager, the inner caregiver, they help to offer that true identity, but rarely do they all speak at once. And there's always a societal filter on that because in my person. So I don't know. I love it though. If this part is perplexing for you, well, fuck yeah, it is. Saying so. Let's read this part. If this part is perplexing for you, you are on the right track. Fuck it, I nailed it. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self. And the ego resists such movement. I love it sounding like when I say like, I don't fucking know. Because I don't. Looks like, and you might not fucking know. Right? Authenticity, awareness, and presence. Okay. So when light, when dark, and go deeper are the final three offerings. And this comes with every part. I love this part. When light and when dark, so you can also consider that shadow. But when light, witnessing, accepting new aspects of self. Very good. When dark, disjointed, fatigue, diffused energy and purpose. And that's okay. So sometimes that's a nap, or a little meditative zone, just stare at the wall with ooh, it's okay, however you go. And then go deeper. Watch Robert Bly read Kabir's poem, This Play Duck. So maybe go to YouTube and look it up. Watch Robert Bly, B-L-Y, read Kabir's poem. Kabir is spelled K-A-B-I-R. Read the poem, This Play Duck. The poem is called This Play Duck. It was read by Robert Bly. It was written by Kabir. If you want to. I have yet to do the business. I've had this in the week. And every time, more and more so lately, That would be a really cute way to follow up some of these cards that put like a little blip out on my channel. This is that what I was talking about, and this is what that card was talking about, that kind of thing. And once again, that was Kim Crayons. I always say her, and it's like calling my shirt, it's rubbing on my arm. Ah. She also has so this is the art no, this is the archetype. She also has alchemical, the alchemical deck. And she has a spirit, animal spirit, and she has a tarot. She is known for the wild unknown, Kim Crayons, the wild unknown. And that's what you'll see a lot of her decks are going to be listed under. Like this is the wild unknown archetypes. And her tarot deck is simply called the wild unknown. I actually learned tarot on her tarot deck. I didn't know jack shit about tarot at the time. I do what you want. It was an interesting way to learn tarot. It was very interesting. And I have since bought her other decks. I do like the stuff. I do not read with that deck though. I have 5 years since I read it. So it's not up to date. I know other readers who work with it. It had like 25,000 reviews on Amazon. And I was like, well, I gotta get that. And then I get it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is tarot? Yeah, all right, I guess I should learn it. Oh my god. It's just a weird tarot deck. Very minimalist. Very, very, very minimalist. But also the guidebook was minimalist, so it wasn't overwhelming. And the way that I was learning tarot was everyday journaling, 1 or more cards to get through all 78. And so her minimalist approach really helped. Especially considering Rider Smith was chock full of some days on. So, right. Okay. So, this has been amazing, guys. Today's Tuesday. We do not meet on Wednesdays. I do still sometimes put out content, but we don't meet on Wednesdays. But we'll be back on Thursday. Now, Thursday is the room, and all of them start at 8 a.m. That if you want to ask a personal question, great. And I don't record that. That will not go on. That will be private. So you can bring your private questions too. And then Friday, we meet again to do this. And this Saturday, so we do meet we do meet every Saturday. This Saturday is not so we do either mediumship practices or we do reading from the book. So like how the decks have a book. You get out, we will need a deck if you're gonna participate in swap. You need the book, you need your feedback, and that's all you do. We actually don't intuitively read on those things on purpose. We say with the book. So it's really good. So I hope I get to see you guys. And I'm gonna try my magic out there and stop the live stream and see if I can move it 10 seconds after. So for those of you that did join us, I'm going to say goodbye to those in the Zoom room. I'm not leaving the phone. But if you